Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting edition of A Link to the Past Randomizer. Today for our daily, we have an open boots casuals with Sword Start. Joining me in the booth today will be Star 1468. Welcome, and how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good, Jinxie. How are you?
Oh, just fine. Ready to see some awesome randomizer action here.
Absolutely. This is standards casual boots, so standards start with a shirt, sword, and a pair of boots. So gonna be pretty fun. It should be a little faster than the usual. We have 16 people in the race today. On Restream, we are featuring Edium, Peachvein, Gammonscomald, and Signums.
Yeah, some pretty heavy hitters here for the daily. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be quick and hopefully pretty exciting and a little bit trolly.
Oh, it's not randomizer without being at least a little trolly. Random will rando after all.
Very, very true. Looks like we will be underway here right now. Yes, as you mentioned, it is a standard start. I think I said
Yes,
open just out of habit.
Which is why I clarified for chat.
I appreciate that. Looks like we just get some bombs from Link's house, which is pretty exciting considering this is a standard start. We're not going to have to worry about farming for any bombs to get to the back, although we had boots, so didn't really need to worry about that anyway. But some bombs nonetheless are nice.
Yep. All right, map check. Red crystal, red pendant, desert. The other two are regular crystals.
Ooh, Uncle with $300. Very nice parting gift before letting us go into the castle. Already have that sword, so combat isn't going to be that excruciating. We do get a bottle with a B, which is going to be very nice for our sick kid check here when we hit Kakariko Village. But first, we have to rescue Princess Zelda.
Absolutely. Alpha Runner is pretty close. Gammonscomald is slightly behind getting in, but it's like a good 10-15 seconds behind getting going, but is now caught up, more or less, just a couple seconds behind Edium here as all four runners head for escape. I mean, it's a standard start, so it's not exactly the most interesting thing to commentate in the world. While we're watching them do this, let's quickly do a beginning of the run. Shout out to our four runners, Edium, P-Train, Gammonscomald, and Signums. And to my fellow volunteers, Jinxie Girl, and our two trackers, Duodeca and Cyber Chow X. As you see, just $300 in the first chest of escape.
Can't forget our wonderful Star joining me here in the booth. And we already have that Zora money here at less than 2 minutes into the race, so that's pretty exciting.
Yes, it is. Always gotta love a Zora seed, after all.
Yeah, so far not a poverty seed, so it's looking good for our runners that we're not going to have any trouble getting through Kakariko. And some of the other more expensive things like the bottle vendor and getting into Pod when that should come. Unfortunately, we have zero access to the Dark World right now as we still need a glove or two as well as the hammer and the Moon Pearl, so hopefully we will be finding those things in due time.
Indeed. The next chest of escape was as expected. We were gonna have to see the key somewhere. Nothing really new.
Oh, and there's the flute. We are going to have not only quick speed with those boots, but some pretty fast traveling with that flute, as well as being able to activate it on our first dip over to Kakariko. So that knocks out our sick kid as well as flute activation for our first trip, which is pretty exciting for our runners. Makes that trip back after you find that elusive flute somewhere else.
Yep. Very, very nice, very nice scene. I mean, casual boots is intended to be a fairly nice start to begin with, and that flute just made it even nicer.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe start. Really, even for casual boots, this is a little bit ridiculous. We have no bottle and a load of money, so they really have everything they could really want to proceed with, really.
Yeah, for sure.
Not much to be said right now. P-Train first to the back, the others close behind. Let's check the order is currently P-Train, Gins, Iridium, and then Signums. The
Yeah,
commentary stream was actually lagging me for a bit earlier in this game, but it seems to have sorted itself out now, so all good.
and being that this is a standard start, Zelda provides our lamp for these dark sewers here, so our runners are able to get through it pretty easily. Although I'm pretty sure I've seen all 4 of them do dark sewers without a lamp, so I don't think that would have been a problem anyway. We do find that map there in the dark cross, so that means we are going to have hopefully 3 decent items in the back, because we have already found that small key and our map, so that means 4 items left here in Hyrule Castle.
Indeed. There's going to be 3 in the back and 1 in sync. Alright, let's see. 3 chests here are bombs, some money, and some
Yeah,
arrows.
I mean,
Nothing.
we got that flute, so we can't really be that bummed out by a crappy sewers check.
Yeah.
But our sanctuary chest could have something interesting.
Yep.
So hopefully we're going to get a Bongrox checks from at least one of our runners, which I'm sure we will. Just 10 arrows there in the sanctuary. Not sure yet if AGA 1 is going to be required. Have not seen Lumberjack yet, as we are just now starting this game. Really nice escape times with 5 minutes for just about every player, a little bit over, but not bad at all. But again, we do have that sword and those boots, so it does make getting through that a little bit more exciting. Here we have Bongrox with just a heart.
1-man crowd. The big thing with this is it's standard style, so you have to go through escape. There's a reason why there's no divergences. They can't diverge.
Yeah, it is 100% required that they go and rescue Zelda before they can continue on. You'll see more divergence after like the initial checks, like Kakariko, South Shore. A couple runners will probably go over towards the desert area to check Akina. Someone will go to Sahashala because someone undoubtedly always does. Looks like our Lumberjack just has our heart piece, which we are not going to be seeing that today unless we do get an AGA required seed and someone does not check the Lumberjack. Otherwise, it will be left. Looks like
Yep.
all 4 of our runners are checking Lumberjack. Having those boots and a sword already, I don't blame them. Last with just $20. We are already pretty hefty in the pocket, so not going to worry about that. And our drop down today is the cape, which
Nice.
could signify AGA.
It could, because you need cape or master sword to get past barrier at Aga's Tower. You also need a lamp in logic.
It's also a really, really nice safety item to have. I feel like the cape is so much better than Berna, especially with the lag.
Oh, that's for sure. And yep, Bush Crab dropping some money for us today. Good, I have to say, I do like to remark a little bit on for ALTTP sprites. I always love the little fox sprite that Edium is playing as today. And
Yeah,
the
for
little
sure.
Pac-Man, a ghost here for Signums, is pretty cute too. And then some more typical Link sprites for Ganon's Gone Wild and P-Train. P-Train having a slightly different color scheme, it looks like, but still linked.
So far, nothing really exciting there. Where's the Cape and Vanilla? The Cape and Vanilla is on. Oh, you asked me too fast. Where is the Cape and Vanilla? I know this. Wait a minute. King's Tomb. There it is. Yes, King's
Thank
Tomb.
you. I myself can't remember either.
I just went completely blank. It was just a question that I wasn't expecting. But yeah, we definitely have a lot of phenomenal artists here in the ALTTP, our community, that provides us with such amazing sprites.
Oh, absolutely. I do love them. There's some really quirky ones. There's like, so Gadwin's Gone Wild is just playing with your vanilla Link sprite. It looks like P-Train's playing with a slightly different color scheme. I think the hair's a bit redder than the usual. But that looks to be the only thing I can tell right now. And then Idiom and Signums have completely different sprites. There's plenty of Link variations of all sorts. There has been absolutely nothing in Cat, which is why I'm doing
just
this tangent on
ether
sprites.
so far. We have P-Train activating that flute. It is really easy to forget that you have that flute.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we are just not seeing much in Kayak, Ether in the wall, and that's been it. So, Divergence on sprites, and the bunny sprites are custom too. I'm actually not sure what. I believe Edium's Fox sprite is there's sunglasses in the as the bunny sprite. I'm not quite sure what Signum's is, and I'm not sure if P-Train's recolor the body beyond maybe a different color. The variations on Link sprites tend to not stand out as much for bunny sprites for me personally.
And it looks like P-Train is remembering that they grabbed that bottle in the escape sequence and grabs just a piece of heart. Oh, and our tracker finally caught up. Sometimes it likes to be a little laggy, so bear with us, chat. And now we have everything marked. Let's see what's in the back of the
Hook shot.
tavern. Okay, that kind of makes Kakariko being crab like a lot better. That hook shot alone is pretty exciting.
Absolutely, and thank you, Tafile in chat, telling us that it's actually Santa Link that P-Train is playing as. It's certainly not obvious from the vanilla from the Light World sprite, but apparently the bunny sprite's a reindeer. Huh. Yeah, I couldn't tell looking at the sprite because it looks almost the exact same shade as the usual. Just some money on the race game.
So now we have P-Train fluting over to the dam, pretty typical. Just to get a look at what items are here. Samaria, very exciting.
Yep. Words are hard.
Right? I have not commentated in quite a while, so bear with me.
I only rarely commentate for ALTTP. I'm mostly an Ocarina of Time randomizer commentator. So this is my occasional I have a couple hours to kill and why not thing.
Okay, and our first look in the mini Moldorm cave. Just a few Moldorms to kill. Having that hook shot makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
And then we will see what 5 items we have there. Signum's a little bit behind. I believe forgot to activate that flute, so went back to do it.
Yeah.
And so far in mini Moldorm, nothing very exciting at all.
Yeah, some heart pieces and money. That's it.
Yeah, all of our big 5-6 item checks have been like pretty junk.
Ether was the only really notable thing out of those 3 things between Blindside the Leyland, the Moldorm Cave. 15 checks between those 3 places, but none of them had that. Ether was the only thing in any of them. Games getting wild. And Eddie, I'm finding out that, yep, it's complete and total junk, and Signums is actually heading up Death Mountain.
Yeah, with that hook shot, that's a lot of checks up there. Just some bombs over in Ice Rock Cave. It looks like P-Train is setting up for that water walk. Does not have the Moon Pearl, so is going to either have to skip Waterfall Ferry or Hobo. Oh, I missed what the old man had.
So did I, but we'll get another look at it shortly from Edium. Did not catch what the Lake Island was. I don't think P-Train actually bothered peeking it.
Yeah, P-Train didn't actually run by that at all. Going to drop off that B just to see. Okay, full heart. Thank you very much. Oh, nothing in Waterfall.
Nope. P-Train taking all that money they got right away off to Zora. And the Master Swords, actually, in the Spectral Rock. As you see, I think that's just some more money on the Zora Ledge.
Yeah, early Master Sword, I would start to get pretty concerned if I saw the lamp pop up.
That's for sure. Yeah, Master Sword there for Signums. I also completely missed the was on King Zora for P-Trains. But Cannon's Gone Wild is heading in the same direction, so we'll find out shortly.
It was a full heart.
Okay, so more nothing. King Zora being a scam as usual. Signum's heading off to Eastern Death Mountain now. We'll be checking out one of our other very item-dense locations here in the form of Paradox Cave.
P-Train looking like he's going to head over towards Eastern and Sahashala. This is becoming more typical, I feel like, especially with the league and everything. Sahashla has been kind of the hotspot for early checks. So we're going to get to see a lot of divergence here, as in what our green pendant is, for instance, which is Ice Palace. We're going to get to see those 3 items, as well as what's in Paradox Cave, which so far is just a red boomerang, some more money there in the back of Sahashla, and a piece of heart. So nothing super exciting yet.
Yep, alright. 5 chests in the other portion of Paradox Cave. You can call it the top, you can call it the bottom, either works, because it's Paradox Cave. Shield, and arrows. Hey, the gloves! And the shovel! And the hammer! Okay!
Wow, still missing that moon pearl, though.
Yeah, there is one problem. They have everything they want for Dark World access except for a moon pearl. Paradox finally paying out. Doesn't do a whole lot at the moment, though. I mean, they can float over to check the shovel fairly quickly, but there's really not much right now. P-Train again's gone wild now, both doing their old men. And really not much new, not really much to be said right now, as the runners do all the same things. 15-minute map check from Signums, I guess that works. Floating Island is just some more money. And I assume this is probably Hera here.
Yeah, getting that hammer, you're definitely going to want to go ahead and dip into Hera, especially with that hook shot. It just makes it so much faster. Ooh, getting a hover from P-Train and then a quick nope out.
Alright, there is a possibility they can get fire locked out, but nope, there's the there's the big key. Big key in ALTTP, our boss key, you know, with Tiara. I apologize if I get my words mixed up. Alright, so we are not fire locked out to Hera logically today, because the big key's not in the basement. Second chest is just the map.
Although our last item could be locked down there by fire, and P-Train with the hover to get out. Do it for the swag, my brother. Thank you very much. P-Train gonna head over and grab his shovel, hammer, red boomerang, and glove, as Edium is setting up that Hera pot with the spin speed. Ganon's gone wild, heading over towards Paradox, and Signums is already climbing Hera's tower. Yeah.
Tower of Hera? Hera's tower?
Yeah. Where it's
words are hard.
Getting late.
I mean, it's only 9 p.m. for me, but what time is it for you? Blue mail there.
It is also 9:15 for me. Blue mail, very nice find, and just a piece of heart. So those are our 2 items.
Yep, small
just
key
the boss
is either
to take care of.
Yep, the small key is either locking itself or is on Moldorm, and the other thing's the compass. Right to the neon blue ghost now for Signums. We'll get to see all of the sprites' blue mail colors, it seems, today. Well, Idiom just gets a nice blue tunic. A little hard to tell the fox, actually, but it works. Ooh, the P-Train missing the bottom jump in Paradox.
Hammer making quick work of Moldorm, so that would be our first crystal here at 17 minutes in. First blood drawn by Edium, quickly followed by Signum, and I'm sure P and GGW very close behind.
Yep.
We do need someone to go back and check Spiral Cave, though, because that is going to gnaw at me.
Yeah, Signum's was given a bit of the runaround by Moldorm, but managed to take it down, and is picking up his first crystal at 17 minutes. As Ganon's gone wild, and Train got in the door. It does look like Spiral Cave time for Edium.
That's one that I feel gets left behind more and more as we progress, kind of getting more used to version 31 before version 32 comes out. And it's a skip, and it bothers me. I don't like not knowing what's in Spiral Cave, even though it's usually junk.
As it is today, just the heart piece. Alright, P-Train also going for the Hera. P-Train and GGW both going Hera Pot. There we go for P-Train. Ganon's gone well, doing a bit of pause buffering, and also gets it. As Edium is going to go, I think he's going to go turn in his shovel right now, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, we are down to just a few checks before it turns into an agaseed, and that is as long as we find that mirror. So we have the shovel, we have a Gina. We can see what's on the desert ledge. Unfortunately,
Oh,
can't get
never mind.
it.
There's the moon pearl. There it is.
Yeah.
Dig spot.
Had to guess that was either going to be the moon pearl or the lamp.
Yep. And P-Train, it looks like the Santa's Link sprite gets a yellow tunic. It look when getting the blue mail. It seems. I always love to see the variations on the sprites. I don't have all memorized. P-Train getting knocked back by Mulder right back onto the ledge twice in a row before finally getting it. Mulder Choldorm being Choldorm again. Just some bombs in Nagina. And that's P-Train's first crystal in 19 minutes. Gotta love Fetch Quest. This against Gone Wild takes a fall. Thankfully just down one floor, but that still feels bad. Alright. Looks like Idiom will going to maybe do a water walk here. We'll see what exactly he chooses to do as P-Train heads for Spiral Cave. Oh, and Signums hasn't done the dam yet, right? So that's where he's going. Edium hasn't done Ice Rock Cave, is what it is. And Gans Gone Wild being the final runner to pick up his first crystal out of just under 20 minutes. Alright, so Edium is probably the first of runners to get to head to the Dark World, though it's going to be pretty quick for all of our runners, since maybe not, because the Moon Pearl is one of the few things they have left at this point. And gotta love Fetch Quests.
Interesting that Edium would choose to go to Sahashala's closet before checking Hype Cave, having that Dark World access. Although, I mean, it makes sense. You have the flute. It's not that big of a time sink, so I'll take it.
Yeah, Signum's getting disappointment in Mini Moldorm Cave. P-Train is about to get his Moon Pearl. And Gen's getting the absolute chunk that is Spiral Cave. Alright, okay, Edium is going to now head for Hype Cave, and P-Train right behind.
None of our runners have checked Agina, which
No,
I get.
Signum's
It's easier
GGW.
to...
No, yeah. Then I think of P. Okay, map check. Red crystals on Pod and TR, and we knew that Ice Palace was dependent, and I think Swamp was the other one today. But no, we did see Agina. It's bombs.
Oh, we did? I missed it. Crap. Okay.
Red Mail. Okay. Red Mail and Hype Cave, along with a single green rupee. $300. There's the lab. And the book. That Cave is hype, actually, for once.
Well, that's like the desert welcome pack.
Basically, yes. Yeah. So our pendants are Ice, Swamp, and Desert. Pendant Desert starter pack, by the way, I should note. So, they probably don't go there just yet. Nearly in perfect sync from our top two runners here between T-Trim and Edium.
Ooh, we're going to get a look at the hobo from Signum.
Oh, earlier. Pyramid Ledge is junk, and so is Hobo. And Gone Wild, the only of our runners to go to the Dark Road by way of CAC. Train and Edium having chosen to done so by way of the portal south of Link's house.
This is an interesting choice from Edium and P-Train, being that they don't have that mirror to get King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge, and choosing to do Catfish versus doing, like, Dark Cack. But, yeah. I mean, something big can be on Catfish, and that can be, you know, a pretty nice advantage, even if it's just another sword.
Yeah, that's for sure. Although Red Mail certainly is going to cut it a bit. P-Train's going to change some more, and interesting color scheme, really. It's not obvious it's a Santa Link skin at all, let me tell you that much. And just the money on Catfish as Signums is the last of our runners to pick up his Moon Pearl.
We have a Skull Witch check from Ganon's Gone Wild as Signum flutes decide where they're going to go. Quick refills for our top runners as they head off with the flute as well. Probably Dark Kakariko, I'm assuming.
Yep, indeed. Well, both of them still nearly in sync. Give him just a couple of seconds. P-Train. One's gone wild, find a key in the first chest of Skullwoods. I messed the second, the third is just a compass.
It was a shield, our fire shield.
Ah, that's what it was. I remember I saw something red. I just didn't catch what red item it was. Signum's also heading for Village of Outcasts. Nearly in perfect sync, actually, with P-Train. There's the map for Ganon's Gone Wild. So, Bicky and some other items are in the back.
Gonna have to wait for that Wallmaster as we don't have another small key to get out of that locked door. So Wallmaster conveniently dropping us back off at the front.
Is it me, or was Signum's icon on the map there a pair of cherries? Interesting.
Yeah, there's so much thought going into all of the sprites. Just so many really cool things. And oh, go back!
I was just gonna say those are some mitts on Wonderland.
Titan mitts.
Ganon's Gone Wild doing a bit of a double take at the sight of them. He's like, wait, what was that? Eddie, I'm also taking the Wallmaster Express out of the boss key chest. Big key chest, words.
So that's what our early cape was for, those wonderful Titans mitts. And it looks like GGW is going to be our first one to grab those elusive tools. We do have access to Misery Mire now, which is pretty interesting.
Yes, it is. Alright, yeah, glove locks, mitts. Gotta love those. I mean, mitts are very often glove locks. That's not exactly a surprise. There's the bow in Sea House.
Now we're starting to find some interesting things.
Yeah, I was gonna start looking at how many items we go mode at some point, because we've gotten so many of the things so quickly.
Yeah, that bow is going to allow our runners to wipe out Eastern and Pod. Don't have that mirror yet, but I'm sure it's going to turn up rather soon, probably in one of those locations.
Yeah. I mean, we're missing a rod or two, we're missing a couple rods, we're missing a couple rods, we're missing we're missing a couple rods, and maybe a medallion or two. There's really not much we're missing, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I mean, we might not even need the flippers or the mirror because Swamp Palace and Ice Palace are both pendants.
And there's the big key of thieves. Yeah, we're really not missing much. Under 26 minutes in, we're already I'm already listing off how many things we need for go mode, which is a little silly, but you know. Fairly casual booths being fairly nice settings giving us a really nice scene. There's the compass for GGW, mitts for Edium. Signum's about to get them, another heart container for Ganon's, and P-Train is get that again. I know someone earlier was commenting about how the starts were all the same. We've still mostly seen the same thing. Overall, I mean, little divergences here and there with water checks, but nothing super major for the most part.
Yeah, we've had a very, very linear seed so far, pretty much being told where to go, not really having much of a choice of divergence.
No, not really. Not at all.
Interesting, P-Train gives us save and quit there and doesn't go ahead and beat Thieves Town.
Interesting. I mean, you can do so with the items you have.
Yeah, full access.
Yeah, and he's right there. I'm not sure either. Admittedly, there hasn't been anything in it so far for canyons, but interesting choice.
Oh, okay. P-Train's going to go for the information. He wants to know what medallions he's going to need. So I'm sure after we see these dark checks here, he's going to go ahead and flute over to Meyer just to kind of get an idea of what he's going to need for go mode. Does know he needs those rods for sure, but really not sure what else.
That is a fair point, indeed.
I like this play a lot.
What do I
Especially with
actually?
those Titans, it's so much easier to get back to the Dark World and Kakariko having those Titans mitts. So it's really probably going to work out better for P-Train because he is going to know when he is in go mode like 100% and
Oh,
not
that's right.
guess.
All right. Thinking Chief or anyone else. Heart container's been about the most notable thing, and hey, we already have the TR medallion. It's Ether. Might as
Very
well
nice.
open up while you're here, even though there's not a whole lot P-Train can do in here at the moment.
So far, nothing really exciting from Thieves Town.
No, not at all. I honestly kind of have tuned it out slightly, because there's just really been nothing. Hookshot Cave. Oh wait, yeah, this is cave time here for. Oh, okay, I can't keep track of my sense of direction. Spooper Buddy at Hookshot Cave. It looks like here for
Yeah,
P-Train.
because he's going to save and quit after this because he
Yeah,
doesn't have that mirror yet.
yeah. All right, heart piece and some arrows. And there's Blind Down for Ganon's getting his second crystal here at about the half-hour mark.
Wow, Thieves Town was empty.
It was very empty. Hookshot Cave has 10 arrows. Some money. The other green repeat. More money. And more money. Okay. That's junk. Where's Peach? Oh, Peach's actually going to try and dip the front of Turtle Rock here. Interesting choice.
It's not a bad choice. Knows he's not going to get too far. Checking that one chest, whereas a lot of runners wouldn't. If it's something important, then it's definitely going to be worth the time investment.
That is true. We'll see what this is, because there's a decent chance he gets Fire Rod locked out of here. Well, there's our other bottle, and yet P-Train's out. Nothing in hammer pegs for Ganon's, who is currently doing some of the smith, who is over here having picked up hammer and having hammer and boots, decided to go do those. P-Train is indeed now over in the Meyer area. We have an Ether Meyer. Okay.
Wow, that is really good information for P-Train.
Absolutely. He knows that once he's got the rods, he's in go mode. Now, where are the rods is another question, as we see a heart container and the mirror, actually, in Meyer's head. Wow.
I mean, he can go ahead and finish Meyer right now if he wanted.
Really could. He's going to do Checker K first, as Eddie is picking up his second crystal at 31 minutes.
I completely missed the race game.
So did I. Not race game, dig game, you mean.
Big game.
Nothing
Yeah.
on checkerboard. And there's the Burna, Kana Burna on Stumpy. The game really is throwing everything at us, I swear. We're not even trying, but we're already almost halfway to tracker percent. Just for sheer items alone. I actually think we might be at like more than halfway to tracker percent. Just on items, which is a little silly at 32 minutes. Dan is going to check out this rather hype cave, picking up the red mail, and we'll shortly be picking up the other items in here, which I believe were the lit lamp and book. Fairly nice hype cave. I'm not sure what you make that, especially given the crystal layout, but it's fairly nice.
I really like this routing choice by P-Train here, going into Pod, which is going to be our most dense item location, to see if he can dig up those rods. Probably going to go ahead and do Eastern Palace right after. Eddie, I'm going to finish up with our dig game and probably Stumpy. And it looks like Ganon's Gone Wild is going to go ahead and do Eastern, which I like because I like information. calling out for a run on pedestal.
I mean, they do have the option to check pedestal. They do all have the book, or everyone but Signums does, and Signums will be getting it shortly, so it's going to head for Hype Cave. We are also, by the way, logically bow locked out of pod today. Featuring finding just a big key in the first chest. And the two chests here are, let's see, well, gonna be mostly small keys. Two small keys. Signums is doing Smiths. Peanut burner for Edium, and Gannon's Gone Wild is in Eastern. Unfortunately, can't chain this in with Pod because he doesn't have the mirror from Meyer. There's the big key.
Very nice Maria dash there for P-Train.
Yep. When the seed is nice, and looking at the comment from Chad about Rod on Ped is almost always a catch. Nothing in big chest of Pod.
Very nice bomb jump, though. Let's see what our Smith has today.
Yep. Bloomerang for Gannon. Hey! There's the Ace Rod.
Okay. Well, there's one fetch quest that is also important. Oh, we did pick up the mushroom a while ago, didn't we? Or was that on another race I was watching?
I don't believe we've seen the mushroom. Alright, Edium second to Meyer area is going to be getting his mirror and the dungeon soon. I help out with a variety of Zelda randos. Trying to keep terms straight is not great at times. Just the compass there, and another key. P-Train.
Wow, so we are a fire rod away from no mode.
We are. And never mind.
Wow.
Speaking of the devil, and there he is.
That seed.
I can't believe this, but at 35 minutes in, we are in no mode chat.
If Edium decides to go over to pod right now, he'll be in go mode before 40 minutes.
Yeah, this is dumb.
I don't believe we had anything at all exciting in Eastern Palace, as GGW is taking on the Armos Knights for this.
Yeah, nothing in Eastern. Not that there was a whole lot to be found, although we're in no mode, but they would certainly like to at least find another sword or silvers for to help with Ganon. Although the odds are good we're going to stumble across at least another sword, if not silvers, by the time we get to the end. But yeah, this is a ridiculously nice casual boots, everyone.
Yeah, if by some miracle P-Train decides to do Smith Chain before going anywhere else after taking care of Eastern Palace, he will also be in coat mode.
I mean, it's a possibility. Thieves Town and Skullwoods have got to be on his list of places to go right now with...
And I think Signums is eventually going to take the Smith home.
He's getting
At some point.
He's getting there. He is getting there.
I love it. I like taking him on a world tour because I play cross keys, so he's always with me when I'm out and about.
Mitts, we're on Bumper Ledge. Kalairod. Yeah, it seems to be lucky he is rushing dungeons. I mean, if he decides to, with Mirror and Boots, Hammer, Pikes, and Smiths are a pair of really, really fast checks.
Yeah, I think he's going to need to pull the mushroom or the powder to really draw him over there.
Yeah, it might be. Fortunately, Edium might be a bit before he gets to Pod, but Edium's,
Oh man, if Signums... Oh, he didn't go to Meyer.
No, Edium might be the runner who's best positioned to hit go mode fastest right now, having both Ice Rod and Mirror. Gannon's doesn't have Ice Rod, Signums doesn't have the Mirror, and P-Train doesn't have the Ice Rod.
I think Edium's going to check Dark Death Mountain first, though, before going to Pod, just to know what that pendant is, what the medallion is for Turtle Rock.
It is true. So, question: a few weeks ago, there was a Key Sandy tournament, I believe. Is there a way I can watch a compilation of that, or do I have to go dig through the poorly cut off VOD titles on Twitch? Well, we did have the Cross Keys tournament. It wasn't. It did end a couple weeks ago. It's been like a month or two since that ended. But let me go track down the playlist for you. It was actually hosted over on Zelda Speedruns. So let me go find the ZSR playlist. I don't know if there's been another. Okay, here is the playlist in question. Posting it in chat. That is the Cross Keys tournament playlist for this year. That was hosted over on Zelda Speedruns for a change. Most ALTTP things are hosted on SG. Just a quick YouTube search turned it up immediately. I googled I searched the ALTTPR Cross Keys in YouTube, and that came up immediately. But that is the full playlist for that tourney. I don't think there's been a full-fledged Key Sanity tournament otherwise, though. Not anytime recently, at least. Edium, though, he is in the best position to find his go mode, finding $20, which replaced either the sword or the boots. Has full cleared Meyer for absolutely nothing.
I don't blame him. It was a dungeon he could complete. May as well do it while you're there.
I don't believe it was a crossroad. I think it was just a key signature with team.
Yeah, you're talking about League, and
okay,
most
League,
of those we posted.
Yeah, League.
It's on Speed Gaming as well as the ALTTPR League.
Yeah, channel. I don't know if there's a dedicated playlist for that, unfortunately. But that one isn't like a full-fledged Key Sanity tournament. It had some Key Sanity matches, but it wasn't a full-fledged Key Sanity tournament, which is why that's not what I was thinking of there.
Yeah, you'll just find a whole host of different modes to the game: Key Sanity, Cross Worlds, co-op, spoiler, what have you. There's all different kinds, so it's a pretty exciting tournament to watch. You can find a lot of those on Speed Gaming 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, as well as the ALTTPR League channels 1 and 2.
Also, I think we might have had 1 or 2 League matches on SG6, and we have ALTTPR League 2, 3, and 4 as well, Jigsy.
Did not realize
Yeah,
that.
they're newer. Fair enough. Yeah, no. If you want, the League is all varieties of things, and I'm afraid there might not be a dedicated playlist. I don't really keep track of SG's YouTube stuff at all. But yeah, the Cross Keys tourney wrapped up a few months ago. We did have AD Keys was just a couple of weeks ago, which might be what you were thinking of, AD Keys week for League. But yeah, no, I don't think we've had a full-fledged Key Sanity non-ER Key Sanity tournament in some time. Oh,
So
what am I getting away from?
Yeah, taking down Vitreous. Has that bow, 6 shots to that eyeball, and he will be down.
Yeah, and P-Train is heading for Meyer. I'd also have to agree with Orange Koopo in chat that, yeah, it probably will be IDM or Signum who hits go mode first, because Fire Rod's more on the... Ganon's Gone Wild doesn't have either rod, unfortunately, but the other problem for Signums is Signums doesn't have the mirror yet, but he'll get it sooner or later when he gets to Meyer, so that's not the biggest concern.
Yeah, he doesn't really even need it.
No, he doesn't, for that matter. I just realized it's gonna... Yeah, because he's already done the Smiths without it, so... He's all set. P-Train and Meyer now as Edium heads out, with Signums picking up his 3rd crystal at 42 minutes. Yeah, pretty much. CCX is if he might think of doing Smith Chain after doing Thieves and Skullwood. That's probably the best time for him to route those 2 in, but it's really not. Well, but it's not the greatest situation in the world. Gonna lose some time full clearing Meyer. I don't remember where the big key was, but there's at least a little bit of time lost no matter what.
Yeah, Meyer didn't really turn up anything exciting.
Yep, and yes, GFE, Ice Rod is on the Smith. Yeah, really. All 4 of our runners are just a rod from mode. Or in Gan's Gone Wild's case, 2 rods, and which in GGW might be in the worst spot out of all of our runners, having neither. Since although we'll be picking up the fire rod here if he hasn't already, but doesn't have any ability to is about to get his fire rod is what it is, and but is also in much as good as P-Train as far as the ice rod goes, unfortunately.
Now, Edium's not going to know he's in go mode just yet. Has not checked Turtle Rock, but once he gets that fire rod, we do know that he is in go mode. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's going to treat Pod as such and just blow through a couple and then jump to the mountain just to be sure.
Yeah, I mean, you want to know, are you actually in go mode? Yeah. Purple Pod! And 1 wire. Nothing interesting here. We've already seen both of these dungeons, and neither of them. Well, there's a fire rod and pod. That's about it for anything remotely notable in these dungeons, unfortunately. All right. I'm actually skipping much of Meyer here, interestingly. I don't believe he did most of the checks here. I don't quite remember where the big he was. I think he skipped at least some of the slowest checks here.
Oh, I was going to say, Signum's forgot to get that chest.
Yeah, I was like... Gan's Gone Wild back here now for Skull Woods. One little advantage of how P-Trade's routing worked out is that he will be able to route in Skull Woods and Thief's Tent together, while the others have to do that a second time, but it will at any rate be P-Trade's second trip to the area, so not any particular difference. Any time for P-Trade. Gonna just use the cape and go right on in.
Yeah, using the cape dashes definitely takes a lot less magic than doing the dash strats with the Master Swords. So setting up to have all those eyeballs attack him right in the middle. Gonna switch to that bow and take down Vitreous.
Nicely done. That is P-Train's 4th crystal here at 46 minutes. Ganon's Gone Wild first to head for Mothula. Yeah, Edium is now in go mode, though he doesn't quite know it. You're gonna do these checks right here. You don't know if you'd need another medallion. It is a 2 in 3 chance you're still missing it. So it's a good idea here to
We're
not
also
leave these
Master's
double checks behind.
so it's
There is also that. They would like a bit more equipment for sure.
Oh no, P-Train's gonna check desert. Although that's
No. I don't think so. I think this is a flute. No, P-Train.
no, not
Why?
where he. You don't mirror there to flute.
P-Train. Why?
Although this could be a sword or silver arrows that none of the other runners are gonna get, which would give him an advantage.
I mean, yeah, P-Train's on the ice rod hunt, but he has Face Down and at least 1 item left in Skull Woods. I mean, I guess this is kind of fast, but I'm still a bit confused by this one. And for all he knows, it could just be Turtle Rock.
It's pretty quick checks. I doubt he goes all the way to Land Mola's.
Oh no,
He's
you
just
don't.
gonna do these quick checks and then bounce.
Yeah, there is a very good possibility he does these and Skull Woods and rushes TR. These checks are fairly quick, but I'm not sure I would have done them in this position, to be honest. Just some couch cash on the pad. Edium doesn't know what medallion is required for TR. Oh, silver is on the desert. Big chest paying off for P-Train. Never mind, that worked out. And no, yeah, Edium has no idea he's in go mode because he hasn't gone up to the mountain to check his Turtle Rock medallion yet, so he doesn't know it's just ether. I mean, he hasn't really lost any time to it just yet. And P-Train's out. I think P-Train's seen all the items in desert. Yeah, the big chest and landmost must be the map and compass. So at least there's that for time.
Yeah, there's only 2 items. Desert.
So Gan's gone wild now heading for Meyer, as P-Train is heading for Kingstown.
He's starting to do overall checks, so this is looking like he might do Smiths, which he's going
They
to be
are very
fast.
fast. Yeah, they are very fast. Mirror, and you can chain them into hammer pegs and into Kingstown, which would work out if P-Train decides to do that. The question is, does P-Train decide to do that? Other problem. Well, it is in the right area now, so we'll find out. You do have the bits, you don't need to go around P-Train.
It's so hard to try and mentally will the runners to go where you want them to, and they just don't.
Yeah. Alright, helmet down for Edium, picking Crystal at 49 minutes. Signums is heading for Helma, as Cannons does Meyer. Yeah, this is a thing with a very long no mode, is we just don't have the most amount of things to talk about.
P-Train already
We
cleared.
know where everything is, we're just waiting for our runner to find those items and do all their dungeons.
Yeah, P-Train checked out most of Skullwoods already, so not going to have to worry about checking anything other than going back to kill the moth, then heading back to Dark Kakariko for Thieves Town. Hopefully remembers to check those smiths where he will find his go mode.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, as the mirror should make it a more appealing idea. Because otherwise, if you're only missing one thing, Smiths without the mirror can be really not an appealing check, just because it's so slow without a mirror. It makes it a little nicer, but it's really not the most appealing play generally. Alright, moth time for P-Train. And helmet time for Signums. Nice light. Just some bombs. So we saw that earlier from Ganon's, and that is P-Train's 5th crystal here at 51 minutes.
I apologize for the background noise. I have an asthmatic cat, and she is being very loud tonight.
I didn't even hear it, so you're all good, actually. Okay, pad check from P-Train. Makes sense. I really hope this is an indication that he will do that really quick check on Smiths. Looking good for that, doing some quick on the way over checks. Or... okay, not taking the portal is just gonna go this way. I guess it works.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a long walk back to go back in the Dark World and walk back through Skullwoods.
That is true.
He does have the hammer out.
And, well, Thieves Town first. Yep, Thieves Town first.
You can't really go mode Thieves Town. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, really.
So
No.
they don't have to get the big chest, so it's already as go mode-y as it can be. So this isn't going to be a big deal.
Yep. Yeah, because in non-boss miser, you still have to pop the hole open and do that whole loop, so you might as well get the checks on the way. Ganon's gone wild, unfortunately running out of arrows for Viddy, so is stuck with sword slashes. And there it goes. That'll be his 6th crystal, actually, here at 53 minutes. Unfortunately, still needs that ice rod. And he has a lot of choices for where to go. There's a good chance that he's going to go to TR looking for the rod. And Trino, unfortunately, not going to pay out. I'm heading for Kingdom's now heading for Mothula as Edium does Armos Knights. Nice quick kill there. Edium is picking up his 5th crystal. And yep, Gannon's is looking for a French Vanilla Ice Rod and Turtle Rock, which we know unfortunately not. Understandable play. Just feels bad. So I've got a fly. There's a fly in my room that's been bugging me all day.
Very interesting that Edium is not checking the Turtle Rock medallion to see if he's in go mode.
Seems to be taking the risk.
Although really just needs to take care of Skullwood's already cleared it, so I guess this isn't has to do it anyway, so it does make sense. Never mind. Ignore me.
And he's already done most of Skullwoods. Everyone did the front of Skullwoods a while back, so this isn't exactly a time loss anyway.
Yeah, Edium just has to kill the moth and then climb.
And find out he's in go mode.
Rock, yeah.
Signums is similarly in go mode, but it hasn't quite done Meyer yet. So is Meyer or Eastern, yeah. So it's a little behind Edium, but is also similarly in go mode. Yeah, no, you definitely go to PR in Edium's situation after clearing Mothula, because if you're in go mode, there's absolutely no reason for you to go anywhere else, and you need that info anyway. Gan's gone while checking out an absolute hookshot cave as Signums picks up his 4th crystal at 55 minutes. And it's Blind Happy Train.
Still has that hammer out. I have hope.
Oh, same here. As long as if he does hammer pegs, you're going to do smiths, because they're right there.
Well, yeah, and P-Train still hasn't done K45 either, and then there's the Bombos tablet. So there are a lot of checks for him right here in Kakariko. So I really do think he's going to go ahead and check Smiths.
Well, he did just menu over to Bomb since he picks up his 6th crystal off.
He didn't check Bomb Hut.
Why?
I don't believe.
Oh yeah, he never did that. So that makes sense. Hopefully. After this, because this is looking like the routing that will get him to go mode. Edium taking down Mothula for his 6th crystal is Ganon's Gone Wild is we know going to find not going to find his life.
And those silvers definitely are going to make a very big difference between Edium and P-Train. Because Edium is not going to get them. Like there's no. I would put all the money in the world that I have that he is not going to go to desert once he sees he's in go mode at Turtle Rock. So that does give P-Train a very large advantage time-wise. Just on the Ganon fight alone. If they don't find another sword and it's Master Sword Silverless for Edium, that's going to be a big deal. I mean, it even saves a lot of time on Tempered Silverless.
He's gonna get it. I think all 4 of these runners are of a level where they can do Master Sword Silverless. I don't think they're gonna go run desert to pick up the silvers after seeing the cannon hit.
Yeah, no, I think Joe means he's gonna get the Ice Rod because he's gonna go back and do Smiths right here.
Yeah, no, he will. This is
No, P-Train!
Hey, no, P-Train! What are you doing? Oh, boy.
Oh, my.
I really hope he goes back, SCC, just some money in Cave 45, because if P-Train doesn't go back, he's actually kind of screwed. As Edium enters TR here.
Oh, man. He's going to... Did he not do Stundy?
No, because he never went this way. There's Kanaburna and oh no, P-Train! No!
Rip P-Train.
Oh no!
That's rough. That's rough.
Yeah.
He's gonna dip PR.
Yep. Well, everyone. Yeah, this is looking like Edium is definitely in the lead, with the P-Train deciding that he's not going to do Smith Chain, and
Those silvers ain't gonna save him that much time.
no, they aren't. They are not going to save him enough time to save him a trip up Death Mountain again. And however much else time he spends clearing other things that's not Smith Chain. I think he did see. He did see House because that's where his bow was.
Yeah, he definitely did see Shape House.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh man, Smiths were right there. He was right there. I mean, I don't blame him. I need to work on my ESP.
Yeah, this is just for P-Train. Ganon's gone wild. He's honestly in a similar situation to P-Train at this point. I could easily see Ganon's gone wild going to at some point, to be honest. But Edium is clearly in the lead. Signums is also in good. Unfortunately, this big key is proving to be a bit of a troll. And happy 1 hour, everyone! Yeah, I don't know why you don't get Smith and do pegs either. Adder at Luna. I mean, they're right there and you have the mirror, but unfortunately, it's a risk that is not paying off for P-Train today. So
I mean,
close, yet
that gamble does pay off, but just today it's not.
no, so close yet so far. I mean, Gansgunwald is also missing. Didn't quite get to that point of not doing the check. Yeah. Alright, here at the hour mark, I'm going to go do some shoutouts again as we watch our runners play through. We've got Triple TR, Adios and Go, whereas P-Train and Ganon's Gone Wild are looking for a French vanilla ice rod, Signals does Meyer. Yeah, thank you, Duodec. Thank you, Duodec, for doing the fans since I got sidetracked. Shoutouts to our four runners here, Eddie P-Train, Ganon's Gone Wild, and Signums, and to my fellow volunteers. Kokon, Jinxie Girl, and to our two trackers, Duodeca and Cyber Chowax.
Back at you, my friend, star 1468.
Indeed, I always hate shouting myself out, so feels awkward. So thank you for doing it for me, Jinxie.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see skipping purple chest, but Smith is so quick in that situation. It's honestly a little odd that P-Train chose to skip it, and unfortunately for him, it's just a big sad for him. See, what if played otherwise for those silver arrows? Maybe would have been a little behind Edium getting into Turtle Rock, but would have been in the lead with but would have made up that little difference with silvers, so just a feels bad moment all around. As is this a Smith's play potentially here from Ganon's Gone Wild?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
It does. It's several quick checks. It's a really nice chain of checks. And Ganon's Gone Wild will be our third runner to hit go mode then. As Edium is the first to try next, and Signum does Slow Biddy. No sign of our other two swords either, so unless they show up in G, we might be seeing a lot of Master Sword Silverless Ganon today. Jinxie.
Yeah, I hate Master Sword Silverless. It's so gross. There has to be a sword in GT, although we do know Swamp almost always has our sword, so it's hard to tell.
Even if there's a sword in GT, there's no guarantee they'll even find it, depending on where the big key is.
It's always a fast big key when a sword is hidden deeper.
Yep. Hey, there's Bombos Lulz on the Trinex. But alright, so because this is a daily, we won't be doing a formal big key guessing game, but I guess a casual one. Putting a guess between there are 21 checks and one fortune gains tower that can have the big key. Put in a guess, chap. A number between 1 and 22. What chest do you think the big key will be in? What, Jinxie?
I always go with 9 or 12. So today I'm going to go with 12 just because it was such a fast go mode.
Unfortunately, Crawbaker has also guessed that. I decided to guess 19. We've got 17, 15, and 15 from our trackers. 7, 8, 3, 9, 11. Alright. Letty, I'm doing Hookshot Cave real quick on the way to GT, just in case it has a sword or silvers. Besides, it's not worth the time to go back for that last chest and is out of here. So this will be based on idioms, the order that idiom does in. So we're going to start counting here shortly. Plenty of room in 12 then. Hehe. I wonder what the base guess number is. 1 tends to be fairly unusual, I think, just because most people hope for a little bit earlier than, the first chest. Alright, chest 1, some bombs. Chest 2 is a heart piece. And time to head left. Fairly typical GT route here. To do Hope Room on the right and then head full left. As P-Train is going to go check Ether Tablet here, actually. And just the money. Just Tortoise junk, so 4, 5 there was 4 and 5 were a key and some money. 6 is a heart container. 7 is some bombs. Hour 5 again, that feels a little bad here for P-Train. 8 is just some more money.
Why do you hate the Smiths, P-Train? Why?
Right there! Yeah, Torch is usually 3, but Candy 1 is CCX, one of our trackers says in chat.
Oh, he's
All
in
right.
Spike Cave now.
Oh my god. P-Train, why?
It's like he's skipping it out of spite
Yeah,
now.
9 was just the key for Eddie. Ganon's Gone Wild did onto Trinex now as Signums gets in the door. Ganon's Gone Wild will be second, and then Signum's third, with 4 P-Train is going to be last at this point, unfortunately. There it is. Chest 10 has the big key, Chest 11 has another model, Chest 12 has the map, and Chest 13 has the another key. With the key being in Chest 10, Tafile and Cobot Gaming tie, being one off each in each direction, guessing 9 and 11. Congratulations! You don't even get fake internet points this time because it's not formal, but hey, you guessed close it. Just some money out of Spike Key for P-Train as Ganon's Gone Wild picks up his final crystal at an hour 7. Signum's getting some bad aim with Canis Maria. That does on the floor instead of on the track, I guess you could call it. Alright, hey, P-Train is floating back to back. This finally be this Smith's chain check.
That he does frickin' hammer pegs before he gets that Smith.
No, he did hammer pegs. That's the weirdest thing, because he did hammer pegs and not Smith.
Did?
I think he did, yeah. Yeah, he just did hammer pegs before. He did hammer pegs without first picking up the smith and just left the smith behind.
Where is
And
he going now? Oh, he's doing graveyard leg. Ah, P-Train, my man.
oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, he did hammer pegs the one to dig him and some people didn't do smiths even though they were right there.
hurts my soul because I just adore P-Train. Like, I love him so
Jinxie,
much.
this is why we're so annoyed at P-Train, is he did hammer pegs.
My man, come
I
on.
didn't realize you missed that he hadn't done that he did hammer pegs. He just straight up he did hammer pegs when not.
That makes it worse. Like,
That's why we're so annoyed at P-Train. Jinx. Is he just skipped it. He just decided screw him, screw Smiths. I'm skipping them.
like that's not an accident. That was a choice. Like, that was a choice. Oh my lord.
Yeah, P-Train, why? Alright, well, you finally go to your Smiths now. Yes, he is. Alright, finally. Thank you, Train. He was the runner who gave us no mode. Unfortunately, he's also the last runner to go mode.
Jim carried the Smith around and not get it. That would be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there's one thing with your idea of somebody's idea of going to Swamp. Flippers are who knows where.
I can't go to Swamp without those flippers, but he could have fake flippered into Ice Palace, which wouldn't have surprised me at this point. There you go. See that?
There we go. Thank you, P-Train. Finally, the last to hit go mode at an hour 10. Well after he could have hit go mode.
Ooh, our third sword is on the right side of Ganon's tower.
Oh, that is a nice find for Ganon's Gone Wild. It had difference between Mastered and Temperance is gonna be worth the time he spent going right side, I think. Yeah, he's gonna get last with silvers. Yeah, he's still losing to Eddie Ganon's Gone Wild and Signums just because he took that long to find that ice rock.
I'm pretty sure he does Dark Magician as well most of the time. Sorry, I could be wrong. I watch a lot of races.
Yeah. Hey, there's okay. There's the other sword on Voldemort 2 for Eddie.
Wow, 2 swords and GP. That is a very nice chest.
Gotta love it, Gabe. Thanks. Note to Master. Okay, unless somebody decides for God knows what reason to skip Voldemort 2 chest when you are facing Master Silverless Ganon. I think none of our runners are doing Master Sword Silverless Ganon. I mean, if you skip when you are Master Sword Silverless and you're don't skip Voldemort 2. Validation indeed. Or validation butter for Ganon's Gone Wild. And that's Agate down for Etium.
Oh, that's right. P-Train can offer. Oh, that's right. And it would definitely be like, if I was on Master Sword, I'd probably want to hover at Moldorm too, just because that fight sucks. I mean, it's not terrible, but it does suck.
Yeah, so hopefully P-Train doesn't decide to kill Moldorm and not hover over, because, oh my goodness, that would just be sad, although silvers do make it easier. So we'll see how that goes. But get in time for Edium. Signums is getting trolled by Trinex, actually. Kind of needs to not die right now, actually, with is down to just 2 hearts. As Red Mail and decides to take a blue potion, understandably. You know, I also realized at some point we completely missed where half magic was, because I just realized that they all have it.
It was in Thieves Town.
Ah. So that was the only thing really notable in it. Ganon's tempered was the right side of GT CCX. And there we go. Trinex is down for Signums. As P-Train heads on over there. Well, Trinex's heads are down, and we'll take Trinex itself down shortly. There we go. Signums picking up taking down Trinex as door. Signum's getting his final crystal and his bombos at an hour 14. P-Train having a much better time with Trinex's heads than Signum's did. Taking down the two heads. Well, P-Train probably won't get last now, but still, P-Train, the difference between the silvers might honestly still give P-Train the chance to catch up and pass Signums, but yeah, sure won't be. Yeah. We did not see what's behind our Ice Armos, no CCX, and there we go. GG's to Edium, who is finishing up here with a time of 1:14.50, 4th place. GG's to Scarlet, 1:12.16, Frostbite, 1:12.59, and Dataplet, 1:13.12 as well. Alright, Signums is not getting his tempered out of the right side of GT and is heading straight to the left. Yeah, I think honestly that silvers will probably be the difference. It will honestly probably keep featuring past Signums, though it's going to be a close one between those two. And then, but they will be 3rd and 4th as Ganon's takes down Moldorm 2. And does pick up his Butter Sword. Thank you. E-Train is actually right on Signums' heels, heading to the left here. Yeah, CCX flippers are probably, GT Basement or Bopper's tablet. I don't think we ever saw the Thieves Town big chest, but there's really not much left for those flippers. What? And P-Train doing Dark Magician, and okay, now he's heading right. Interesting choice.
They could be on Pyramid Fairy.
They could actually, yes. Could be on the Green Pendant, different spots. Oh no, Green Pendant can't be because Ice Palace is the Green Pendant. I can't count. Never mind that. Oh, hello, as we have Edium joining us. GG's.
Hey, GG's. That was a
seed for the most.
Very nice seed for the most part. We were in no mode on restream at 35 minutes.
No. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I never checked the Turtle Rock medallion, so I just decided I'm going to full clear Pod and Eastern, even though I could have skipped a few checks. But, did I? Oh, yeah, Bombo. I didn't have Bombos. That was in Turtle Rock. So I only had like a 1 chance of being in go mode, so I didn't want to take too many risks there, but I can understand if some people did. Like, I see a few people that beat me by a couple minutes, but
yeah, no, that was a very nice seed.
Where's that last sword at?
Right side GT. Both Ganon's Gunwild and P-Train have picked it up. P-Train is actually going to be doing gold swords silvers today. There's a decent chance. Silvers were Desert Chest, by the way, specifically.
Yeah, I saw the Ganon hit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and yeah, chat reminded me at the east end basement of the small key I can't count. Yeah, P Train here was actually easily first. Checked. Was checked. Actually, so all four of you wound up in the Village of Outcasts, Skullwood, Stevestown area at more or less the same time. P Train did the front of Skullwoods and decided, you know what, I'm going to go and what my medallion requirements are, and was first to Fire Rod, which put us in actual no mode at about 35 minutes, but then a while later decided to skip Smiths when doing hammer pegs, and we're not quite sure why. And is thus currently last on restream, though honestly might pass Signums. Gold Swords Silvers is faster than Master Sword than Tempered Silverless. But it's gonna be a close finish between those two as Ganon's Gone Wild here finishes up. 5th place at the time of 119.20. GG's. Now, very, very nice seed. Dungeons really not required. We didn't even ever see flippers for Swamp and Ice Palace. And, good time.
I didn't real. I was not even thinking about that until after I got the fire out, and it was like, wait, I might be in go mode. I don't even need flippers.
Yeah.
We still don't know where flippers are.
We're almost out of places.
Yeah.
We've seen almost everything where they could be. I think it's Bomo's tablet or Bob's chest / Armos and Big chest, like the top, the last couple checks on the left side of GT. And that was the Bomo's tablet. I think are about the only places left because we did see
I think
just
it's
about everything else,
Fairy.
and also Pyramid Fairy. GG's to Goomba, finishing in 6th, the time of 1:21:03. Slightly ahead of race stream time, but yeah. Yeah, we never saw Pyramid Fairy, as CCX said, because all burners would do a 5-6 as their 7th for obvious reasons. And
Hey,
hello as well.
GG's.
Yeah,
Jeez.
GG's.
Very nice race there.
Yeah, I mean, this one pretty much just came down to finding the ice rod, I would guess, for most people.
My go mode was seeing the Turtle Rock Medallion.
Technically, yeah. I mean, you're basically in go mode, I think, once you found that ice rod for most, but yes. I think your go mode is one of the rods today.
Mine was Fire Rod,
Yeah.
because I did Mire actually before Pod and Eastern.
Yeah, you did. I mean, it worked out ultimately. Your Pseudo was fairly nice. We were actually in no mode at like 35 minutes on restream, which is slightly nuts. But yeah, just your rods were one of your rods was almost certainly your go mode this seed. Signum is finishing off Moldorm 2 on restream as P-Train gets in. There's Tempered for Signums, and yeah, that Silvers and Gold Sword will make the difference for P-Train. No, Tempered Silvers, period, because he just hovered across. Never mind, Gold Sword. Swag, indeed. P-Train hovering on over and is now going to just seconds behind Signums, and will certainly pass by Signums once they get to GT. P-Train was first to Fire Rod at 35 minutes. Ganon's Gone Wild, which put us actually no mode at on restream. Just took a while to find it.
I see. Yeah, I mean, this one was definitely a pretty fast seed.
Yeah, it gave you really everything early on.
Kind of. It was
Kind of linear, but it gave you everything.
A lot of the big item checks really didn't turn up anything other than Ether and Kakariko Well, which turned out to be the only medallion we needed. But other than the hookshot and Ether, Kakariko was completely empty. We did have Samaria at the dam, but I mean, Mini Moldorm, Blind's Hut, Hookshot Cave, Sahashala, like there really wasn't anything. And Hype Cave wasn't really that great. I mean, the lamp is nice, but
Wasn't a bow in Hype Cave?
no. The bow was in C-shaped house and one in desert.
I mean, Jinxie, at least there was red mail in Hype Cave, which was nice considering that the swords were both so late, and only P-Train got silvers on Restream, so red mail was at least nice to have.
Yeah,
Book was kind of the end. P-Train got silvers out of the big chest in desert, specifically looking for that ice rod.
So what held up the other runners, P-Train and Signums?
I don't know if there's anyone.
P-Train flat out refused to check the smith. He checked hammer pegs. He went to dig game. He went to K45 and Stumpy and saved and quit. Just completely 100% refused to do the smiths.
I mean, I respect that.
Yeah, so how P-Train put us in no mode at 35 minutes is you four were all in Thiefstown, Skullwoods, Village of Outcasts, that area at more or less the same time. P-Train, as like everyone else, did the front of Skullwoods, got the bow out of the C-shaped house, but then decided, you know what, I'm going to go check my medallion requirements. And
I
found his fire rod suit around that time. And found his fire rod after that, and didn't do hammer pegs at that time. Went back for hammer pegs later when doing Thieves in Skullwoods, but didn't do smiths. Geez, by the way, finishing, oh my goodness, tying for 7th place with Calvin 919, 125.01. GG's.
I want P-Train in this. P-Train better jump in here, like immediately.
Oh, for sure. What the just a tie there, Calvin. Race time finishing first, but and there we go. Hey, P-Train, GG's. Also, what the heck, Smith?
Yeah, so I clown that. Did not go well.
It was so blatant that you were ignoring them, and I was so upset. I was mentally willing all of you into go mode because I'm like, this seed is incredible. It's going to be great because you made like the crazy plays. Like you went straight up the mountain and we knew Ether was for both of them. I was like, yes. Then you pulled a fire rod just as Etium pulled the ice rod. I'm like, oh my God, P-Train.
Yeah, Etium got the big end. Etium got the big end of that stick.
By the way, no, Signums just took a death to get in. Ouch.
So what happened was, like, I don't know, this felt, I'm lucky this seed didn't go worse for me, honestly. I skipped the EP big chest, had an item. I skipped the Meyer cutscene chest, had an item.
Yeah, you skipped a bunch.
And, so that, I wasn't feeling too great about that in Turtle Rock, but I got too excited. When I was taking inventory of my items in Village of Outcasts, I was like, hey, I might be in go mode. Completely forgetting about the magic rods, right? So I save and quit and I go to the mountain. I'm like, let's check the mountain requirements. And really that was a mistake. Like I don't regret the save and quit so much. I should have done the Meyer area before doing the mountain. Just objectively, because the mountain's a huge investment, and I know I can't do much, if anything, in Turtle Rock. If Ice Rod's in Turtle Rock and Fire Rod is somewhere easily accessible, which it was, you're probably going to feel bad about that later, which I did. So I did the mountain, found nothing, then immediately do the Meyer area and find Mirror, and I'm like, oh crap. Go do Pod Eastern and find the Fire Rod, and I'm like, oh great, Ice Rod mode, and I've skipped a crap ton at this point. And at that point, like, it was really just trying to figure out, like, because I skipped Thiefstown. I did C-shaped house, I did chess game, and was like, you know what, let's go check some medallion stuff. And I didn't want to commit back to Thiefstown because I was hoping I could at least skip some of that overworld. And yeah, that it didn't work out so hot. But I mean, they can't all be winners. I did have a good time with this seed. I'm glad it wasn't in something I skipped in a dungeon. I'm glad it wasn't Meyer cutscene or Eastern Palace.
Fair enough. Yes, you were actually your fire rod runs Edium's ice rod at more or less the same time as our no mode at like 35 minutes and change, which is really hilarious. No, it was interesting because you did hammer pegs and then just left, and we were like, "Why?"
Yeah, that was. I didn't want to commit to Smiths because I honestly, like, I felt the ice rod was in Turok, but at the same time, I was like, "There's no way that everyone else skipped the dig game, skipped Stumpy, maybe K45 because of the mirror location, and maybe Hammer Pegs because of the. I don't know. Hammer Pegs was pretty accessible too,
Yeah, I
with
mean,
where
you
the
got
myths were.
yeah.
So Smith Chain felt like an investment that other people may not have made, but I was like, there's no way that they skipped. And also, I was still on Master Sword, so if there was a tempered sword on Dig Game or Stumpy, and I skipped that, even if I get to Ganon first, someone can lap me with the sword advantage. So I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Actually,
By the
have
way,
silver advantage.
speaking of your gold, your swords, that's where your gold sword was.
I'm gonna guess validation chest, maybe.
Yep.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Moldorm 2 chest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it was. By the way, GG's to Signums, finishing in 9th place at the time of 128.56, and Cole Papa Bell with a 10th place, 129.22. GG's to Signums. In fact, you finding silvers meant that you actually pulled ahead of Signums. You were slightly behind getting into GT, but even you going right side and then having silvers actually worked out, as we have a Signums in here. GG's.
Thanks. That felt okay. Guess I did a few too many side checks.
That death on Ganon just felt bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very generous seed. You guys all did so well, and it was just really fun to commentate.
Oh, it was, absolutely. I mean, the seed was fairly linear, but did give you a lot of the items pretty early on. It's casual boots, and then it threw that flute at you real quick, too, which was nice.
Yeah, that escape was great. It came out with the flute and $600 and some ball. Everything you could ask for, it goes straight to Kakariko. Oh yeah, there was a ball too.
Yeah, very nice time.
Yeah, I enjoyed the seed. It was a lot of fun. It's hard not to enjoy a casual boot seed. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like, even if I'm gonna last location, if I last location with the boots, there's just something that just feels better about that. Like, I don't know. If I last location and boots are in GT, it just feels horrible.
You just say that because you hover.
I would have rather have found Ice Rod this seed, honestly.
Yeah,
you guys, I hovered Moldorm too, but you guys also beat me by like what, 10 minutes?
Yes. Oh yeah, right. Signums. That's the other thing. Is Pete right here decided to skip Smiths when doing hammer packs, despite having them here.
Oof. That would set you back a few minutes.
Yeah, he did manage to find the
was
silver arrow, so between this, that, and the other thing, he was slightly behind you getting into GT, went right side, but managed to catch up a bit with having tempered climbing GT, and then managed to bypass Pete, and then managed to bypass Signums on Aka 2, actually, as one of our trackers points out.
Petrin, did you end up going back to Smith's before you went into Turtle Rock?
Nope.
Oh, I went to Turok. I'd already skipped so much. I was like, I've skipped the Eastern Palace Big Chest. I skipped Meyer cutscene. I was really late to the Village of Outcast Overworld. So I was like, yeah, let's just go all in on this. I'm probably late to my Ice Rod in Turtle Rock. And after going to Turtle Rock, I then tried to save my portal. So I cleaned up Agina, Ether Tablet, and Spike Cave. And then I was like, all right, where's the worst place this could be? Graveyard Ledge. Let's go there. And then finally, I went back for Smith Chain.
I guess the lack of flippers helped you out quite a bit.
Oh yeah, if I found flippers, that would have been the end of it.
Yeah. Oh, That's for sure.
I would have not done the moment I saw Etienne finish if I'm in swamp. I'm not even gonna lie.
We never did see flippers. There, who knows? End of GT or Bomo's tablet or pyramid fairy. I think were the only things we had seen pretty much for that.
Did anyone do Zora?
Yeah,
Heart
Heart can
Bear.
handle.
All right, GG's to everyone. I'm gonna pop out. Thanks for the commentary and for the tracking.
Yeah, GG's, Eddie.
I'm probably gonna dip out too and tend to my wounds. So
Yeah.
thanks for the
Yeah,
restream.
you guys did great. It was really,
Yeah,
really
GG's all.
commentating for you guys. But yeah, I think that about does it for us here on Speed Gaming 4. I hope you all enjoyed the wonderful show that our Forerunners put on for you. So be sure to show some love to Eddie MP, Train Cannons Gone Wild, Signums, our wonderful trackers, as well as my co-commentator Star, and some love for the Speed Gaming family here on Twitch.
Absolutely, and shoutouts to my co-com Jixie as well, because can't just shouting out my co-com here. We all hate shouting out ourselves, but I'll do so for you. No, thank you for watching, everyone. It was quite a fun race. Had a good time. And thanks for watching, everyone.
Have a good night.